Hello Aries, welcome to your weekly reading here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. If you're watching this reading was meant to find you. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Aries, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. We have the Lover's card to start us off. This is a wonderful card. This is the really one of the only air kind of cards that we really look forward to seeing, right? This card represents Gemini and an air sign. I think that this is going to be a week for you where you're going to want to work on bringing things together rather than splitting them apart. It's not really a time for endings. It's not really a time for analysis. It's a time, I think, for cleaving to what you love. If you know your purpose, if you have your friends, your family, if you have close bonds and intimate relationships, we're focusing on those, This card is a bringing together. This card is a union. This card is about kind of focusing on the marriage that you have with yourself, with your higher being, God, goddess, deity, ancestor energy, spirit guides, guardian angels, that sort of thing. Focus on those positive relationships that you do have and strengthen those. Okay, this is a time of reconciliation. This is a time of coming back together. It doesn't have to be, we think of the Lover's card, we think of romance. It doesn't have to be romance. It doesn't mean you have to get back with your ex. But it means that opportunity might be there for you. Okay, if that is something that you truly feel that you want in your heart, that's part of the work this week, So let's remember that. It's coming together. It's not a splitting apart. Yeah. Let's put this card into some context. Let's lay down our Dove and Serpent spread. Next thing we have is the Seven of Swords. We've got the Hermit. We've got the Star. Six of Pentacles, very good. And the Wheel of Fortune. Well, isn't that nice? This seems like a very good path here, even though I think that lately we've been feeling a little bit of difficulty navigating. See, here's some swords energy that we don't like, the Seven of Swords, because it sort of splits things apart, right? The Seven of Swords is a lot of things that are trying to split your attention and your intentions apart. It could be outside criticism. It could be doubts of your own mind. This Ace of Swords right in the middle, those are the things, that is the sword that you're trying to use to bring things together. Okay, but there's opposition. And, well, what good thing could be won without a little opposition, right? So we're going to continue with the rest of our cards. Also, if there's anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know in the comments, okay? So Path of the Serpent here, we've got the Moon card. We've got a 5 of Wands, a 10 of Pentacles, and a Queen of Pentacles. It's very interesting that we're sort of, we're ending the reading here with our outcome card is a card that's looking at the past, right? Looking at the long and winding road. And maybe it's, let's make sure that we do everything we can this week to not let any opportunities pass us by. We don't want to sort of be looking back at this time of our life and thinking, I should have done some other things. I had opportunities, but I didn't take them, right? So the Queen, I think, is looking back at the past and sort of, it's almost like, our future self is already judging us, making sure that we do everything we can now to bring together, bring our lives together with what we truly aspire to. We got a lot of good energy here. Right? Let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is from the Pamela Coleman Smith Tarot. And we're just going to set it down right here with Bubo, our little mechanical owl friend. That card's going to tie everything together at the end. If you have a prediction for the card, please put your prediction in the comments down below. All right. So anyway, yeah, this is a lot of major arcana. Actually, we have the Star, we have the Lovers, we have the Wheel of Fortune, we've got the Hermit. See, the Hermit is that part of you that's sort of resisting coming together with these things. It's kind of like sometimes we hold a grudge, and even though we know we should reconcile with people, we know that we need to focus on our quality relationships. The Hermit sometimes either doesn't want to, doesn't feel that they should be the one to reach out. The Hermit is also, though, I think, a very, very important card here, because it is recognizing that not all relationships need to be, right? So the Hermit is very wise in that it's that part of you that understands which relationships, which opportunities you really should be coming together with and uniting with. Okay, the Hermit is the one that follows the Star, yeah, in its wanderings, right? And of course the Star is this. So don't lose sight of your Star, especially as this week we're trying to come together with these opportunities. We're trying to join forces. We're trying to unite, not just with people, not just with family, but family too. We're focusing on those opportunities that we have to celebrate each other, celebrate ourselves, to come together with our sense of purpose, to come together with that which you believe is your path, right? In a positive way. So today, this week is not a week of eliminating things that we don't need. It's about strengthening those connections we have with what we do need. Well, you've got to know the difference, right? And so we have our Hermit down here who is trying to discern the difference, even though maybe mentally, maybe socially there's some conflict, right? We even see a Five of Wands here in the position of your environment. But I think the Five of Wands in the environment is a good card here, and we'll talk about why that might be. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got the Moon card here. We've got 5 major arcana energies, and that's quite a bit. We have some fire. What we don't have is any water cards. I think that's very appropriate because we need the water. That's what we're trying to do here, right? With that Lover's card, we're trying to bring ourselves into contact with those aspects of our life that bring us joy, right? Our people, our places, our things, our pets, our plants, right? Our people. Our circumstances, our situations, do things that make you feel good, that make you feel, and I'm not just saying have a bowl of ice cream, but you know what? If that's part of it, maybe have that bowl of ice cream. Get that second scoop of ice cream on there, Come together with those things that feel like they are part of your path, that make you feel good about your path, that encourage you. You know what a healthy sort of relationship is and what it isn't, okay? So we see the 6 of Pentacles at the top. That's a healthy relationship. This is a healthy group, right? This is cooperation. This is harmony. I think that this is, for this week, it's a focus on harmony. It's a focus on how can we all be together and do good things, either be together and maybe not fight. We still have that 5 of Wands in the environment. How can we focus on cooperation rather than on discord and friction? Because that's sort of what we have here with the 5 of Wands. We have a little bit of discord and friction. And I think the reason the 5 of Wands is here, there's probably some other reasons, but the first thing that comes to my mind, it's in the position of your environment or of your relationships. If you're getting the Lover's card, there's a need to strengthen relationships, there's a need to strengthen your sense of purpose, and unite yourself with those elements of your path, right, that are present to you this week. This is the effort we're putting into that. This is the effort that we put into something. Now, we could be putting effort into splitting things apart, tearing things open, getting rid of stuff. Maybe it's not a time for really cleaning out your closet. Maybe it's a time for you to go out to a thrift store or an antique store or stuff and buy yourself a little something nice, And I think that maybe is a good practice here, especially with the earth energy that we have in the Wheel of Fortune in the future position. The energy that we could put into destruction is the same energy we could put into construction, right? Of building up the relationships that we really do want, okay? So I think that this also is echoed in the path of the Star over here. The star energy is that twofold energy. It's in your past, okay? And the first phase of the star energy is when we allow the light in. It shows us where our buttons are. It shows us where our sore spots are, where our weak points are, our knots of karma, maybe some dark spots, some hidden things, I guess I should say. Shows us the things inside of our souls that we need to work on. And once we start recognizing that light starts to spill out from us, and we become a more clear channel of that divine light. So as the divine light comes in, the divine light of awareness, of consciousness, of spirit, if it's got too many knots of karma, too many blockages, it just kind of gets stuck in here, which is okay, because then we can see those things and we can start to clear out some of those blockages. Then the light can flow forth from us in a very smooth way. And that illuminates our path before us. So in some ways, the first phase is to untangle the knots. And then the second phase is to then follow the path that is being illuminated before us and uniting with those elements of our environment, people, places, things, right? So we're not just talking about relationships, although I guess we could say everything is a relationship, right? It's the relationship between you and the world. The people, the places, the things, the circumstances, the air that you breathe, the ground you walk on, the trees around you, like it's your relationship with everything. Traffic, that's a big one. So I think that you have, I think you've gotten a sense of your purpose. You've gotten a sense of your destiny. Okay. And I think right now is a time for you to appreciate this spiritual karmic work that you've already done. And it's, I believe, from what I'm seeing here, that it's time for us to transition from phase 1 to phase 2. That we're starting now to, we've done the internal work. We've cleared away some of the karma. It's time now to unite with those things that Spirit is showing us are meant for us. Okay. It's a time of togetherness. It's a time of harmony and cooperation and unity. Okay. Of course, we got this 7 of Swords here. It's not always that easy. I think there is opposition. I think that you sometimes doubt yourself. Okay. I think sometimes we have a little bit of this resistance when it comes to our friends, our family, and other circumstances or opportunities. We kind of think, why should I make the first move? Why should I reach out? I haven't heard from them in a long time. Maybe this does have something to do with family. But I want to point out Spirit isn't pointing out one particular person or one particular thing or one particular relationship. See, there's not really any court cards here except for the one. If there were more court cards, I'd say, okay, there's specific people in your life that you're supposed to call, right? But I don't see that here. What I see is generally a time of bringing things together, bringing yourself into contact with things that, I think make you feel encouraged, make you feel joy, that spark your imagination, that inspire you. Find something that and I think that's why it's a good idea to go to the thrift store, go to the antique shop, not with any particular plan. I'm not here for anything particular, I'm just looking around. Find something, a little tiny trinket that speaks to you, that inspires you, that just kind of catches your eye. And like Spirit has shown a little bit of light on there, and it just seems to be sparkling more than anything else in the store. And see if you can buy that for yourself. It doesn't be very small and expensive, right? It doesn't have to be some extravagant thing. In fact, it's probably better if it is a very simple thing, very small thing, something that you can hold in your hand, keep in your pocket with you, as just a talisman of inspiration, of this lover's energy. Now, we could very much be talking about romance. That is part of this, right? The 7 of Swords is the opposition that we feel from our own minds, right? Sometimes we feel that, sometimes we get discouraged. Sometimes we're so involved in the shedding our life of things that we don't want that we kind of feel as if the emptier we get, the better, right? So then when we start to think in positive terms of what do I want to connect with, What do I want to go do today? Who do I want to talk to? Who do I want to see? Right? What sort of things are you going to unite with? We start to kind of feel the hermit energy pull us a little bit and think, I don't really want anything. I'm getting used to getting rid of things. Someone who's always cleaning out the house and has a established habit of getting rid of their stuff. I don't need this stuff anymore. I'm going to put it on the curb. I'm going to donate it. I'm going to give it away. I'm going to sell it, whatever. Sort of get into that mode, and the hermit really likes that. The hermit says, yeah, as austere as possible, as minimal as possible, right? The hermit likes that. So then we start trying to switch things around a little bit and manifest abundance, focus on relationships, strengthen the things that we have in our life. And it's kind of like you've cleaned out your house. You're thinking, okay, I'm gonna do this now finally, right? I'm gonna get rid of everything in the basement. Good, nice. It's empty. It's clean. It's perfect. The hermit would love it there. Little sleeping bag, little lantern. That's all it needs. But now the work begins. What are we putting in the garage? You're going to redo the floor? You're going to paint the walls? Is there going to be a workshop? Is there going to be an art studio, music studio, a jungle gym? What are we putting in the garage? I'm not just going to leave it empty, right? It's not a very good usage of the space. So I think the Seven of Swords here is us trying to figure out, what do I want? What do I like? What do I want to be part of this week, right? When we have the Six of Pentacles, these are those ideal things. This is where you're out with your friends, or everybody at work is getting along, or you found a couple of people to go see a movie with, or your family is having dinner, you're getting together, and it's a supportive place and there's harmony there. We sometimes have the expectation that, okay, if we're all getting along now, any minute something's going to go wrong. Any minute now, something is going to fall out of balance, and we're going to be in the Seven of Swords. We're expecting something to sort of decay, right? Well, let's not be the one that does that, at least, So I think this week is focusing on harmony, focusing on those relationships and maintaining them. And it's kind of like, let's just ignore some of the nonsense. Some of the usual things that we would get upset about, let's just try to let them go for now, for the sake of the greater harmony, unless it's something obviously that we can't tolerate. But the little things, try to let the little things go, because there's a larger purpose here for you. Okay. The Wheel of Fortune, I think, is all part of this, because this is, the Wheel of Fortune. The more it turns, the more like gold coins are falling out from it. You know what I mean? So, we keep this turning, and I think we prosper more. We feel more joy. We feel more abundance. We're creating more opportunities. By taking the opportunities that we have, by going through one doorway, Spirit then reinforces that, and we get a lot of other doorways. Go through one of those, we get even more. So it's sort of exponential. The more the wheel turns, the more sort of beautiful music we make, And I think this is an expansion of life. This is not a contraction. We're not contracting our life right now in the sense of making it smaller, getting rid of everything and saying, I don't need anything in my life. I'm jettisoning everything. Everything's getting 86'd, cleaning out the closet, the basement, empty house, empty basement. Yeah, I think we've done that. I think this week is time to see what we want to fill our lives with. Focus on some of those things, at least one thing, right, that we want to fill our life with right now. And even if that is, like I said, going and getting a little trinket from the thrift store or something, or just having sort of one kind of easy, harmonious moment with a coworker or a friend or a family member, right, where it doesn't devolve into fighting or arguing or competition or even striving really for anything. This is about the joy of being with other energies that are meant for us. Okay, there is the financial component this week. I think that your finances, whatever the state they're in now, I think they're going to get a lot better. Things seem to be really increasing for you in that financial sphere. And I think it's partly because of this this attitude that you seem to have gotten rid of a lot of things you don't want. Now it's time to start focusing on those things that you do want, strengthening those relationships, strengthening those connections, building rapport with people. Okay? As a way to expand and grow your life. This is a card of increase, like I said. Expansion, not of contraction. Okay? So how are we expanding? Maybe this is the idea of, with this Lover's card, do something new this week. Do something, and it should be something that you feel sort of inspired to do. Whether it is painting something or calling somebody up and saying, hey, let's go, have that dinner that we've been talking about having for a long time, right? Maybe it's just the calling of the person is the sort of new and novel thing, right? So do something a little bit unexpected this week as a way of affirming your expansion, your growth, your harmony, and your effort to pull things together. It could be that you're organizing something. Sometimes these two cards are talking about, organizing an event, maybe putting together a dinner of sort of getting all the friends back together for a big dinner, something like that, or even just having dinner with your immediate family. The Six of Pentacles sort of looks like a round table, right? A round dinner table. But I feel like everybody's sort of bringing something. So it might just be like, you're organizing a picnic or a potluck or maybe it's a holiday thing coming up. That would be a good idea. Okay, focus on what you can do to bring things together rather than push things further apart. Okay? And in that sense, it's a little ironic with the Jupiter energy, right? Because we're expanding. We're expanding our lives, but we're not expanding the space between elements of our lives. Okay? So this might say that, look, your world is getting bigger, but it's being more populated too. So it's not the same sort of expansion that we might get with a world or a universe card, which is, if the universe is expanding, then the distance between stars is growing, I think that this is a week, too, for you to recognize how far you've come in your aspirations, if this is work aspirations or whatever you've been working so hard to do, whether this is maybe a new physical fitness kind of path that you've been on, or a career path, financial path, spiritual, emotional, relationship stuff. You've been working very hard at something. And I think that the star card is showing that your goal when you started was way out there, right? A distant star. I don't know how far away the nearest star is. It's like, 90-something light years, or I don't know what it is. Probably more than that, right? I don't know. But anyway, the point is that when you started, it was very far away. I think it's time for you to realize how far you've come. Now, maybe you're not all the way there yet, but this week, let's sit down and let's think how far we have come, right? And let's appreciate the progress that we've made so far in this path, whether it's financial or physical, whatever it is. Yeah. Now, we're going to talk about the path of the serpent here. We've got this moon card. And the moon card, I think, is sometimes this dark, scary forest. Sometimes we feel, and the hermit feels this way sometimes, right? It's not really part of the hermit's nature, but the hermit is the one that sort of lives out in the dark, scary forest. And sometimes this is a feeling, and it jumps together with that Seven of Swords. Sometimes we feel a little lost. Sometimes we feel as if I don't know what I want. I hear what Paul's saying, bringing things together, doing things, positive, constructive things this week. It's not a week for clearing things out. It's a week for bringing things in again. But I don't know what I want. I just kind of feel lost in some ways, right? And it happens. And sometimes we clear out our lives, and then we sort of realize, I don't know what I want to put in this room. We cleared out the basement, but I don't know what I want it to be. A home gym, an art studio, a music studio, just like a movie theater, or Is it just going to be for the cars? Is it going to be storage? Should I put some shelves in here? Hopefully not. We're not going to fill it up with just a bunch of boxes full of stuff, you know. But it's okay to not know exactly what we want. Okay? And sometimes this card is saying we just need to we need to wander a little bit. We need to have the courage to wander through here. We need to have the awareness of our own spiritual light, and trust that if we are sort of looking around the antique shop or the thrift shop, something's going to catch our eye. Something's going to sparkle. Okay? But we have to be willing and ready and able to notice that. Okay? So it's not that we need a particular intention right now. I think what we need to do is have this open awareness. If we are feeling a little bit unsure of what we want in life right now, this week, you know, what we want to do, let's just see where the opportunities are and take a look at them. See if any of them sparkle. Okay? Because you'll know. And if you're open to one of them sparkling, even if it's one that your mind just says, oh, I really don't want to do that. I was hoping it wouldn't be that, you know? Like we're really hoping that it's going to be the bowl of ice cream that's sparkling, but nope, it's the calling my parents kind of thing that's sparkling, you know. But like I said, the effort that we put into even the worry and the destruction is the same effort that we're going to put into strengthening these relationships. Okay. The Lover's card is a card with purpose. This is saying that you're not uniting, you're not marrying yourself or committing yourself to anything that's not meant for you. So it's kind of, in a way, saying, don't worry about it, right? If it's not meant for you, it's not going to join energies with you. All right. And in that sense, we really do need the Five of Wands. We have to be able to say yes and say no. Right? And this is sort of, right now it's a 5. It can go either way. Right? It can go back to a very accepting and open and receptive, 4. Or it can go forward into that 6 that just says, I've asserted my energy and, your will is prevailing, right? So we have to be able to say yes or say no to things based on your current understanding of your path, of yourself, and of what you want. And yes, maybe we are unsure of these things. Well, by trying to trust in your spiritual light, your spiritual self, your true self, some things will sparkle a little more than others. Okay? So look for the sparkle this week. Yeah. The Five of Wands in the position of the environment that it's in, right here. This is telling me that it probably is, it probably has been a little bit chaotic in your life. That there probably has been a lot of, I don't know about arguments, but some friction, some disagreements. And it really might be just not even too much friction, really, but it's just kind of like assertive, a real get-her-done attitude. That it's just kind of been, we haven't connected with anything really on a deep, intimate or personal level. It's just been kind of, it's all business. That's why we don't have any water energy here, because I feel that you are asserting yourself to get things done in a very busy way. Like, you're trying to, you're at work, you got 8 or 10 or 12 hours at your workday, you're trying to get as much stuff done as you can so you can go home. Right? So you don't have time for small talk. You don't have time for, let's have a cup of coffee. How's your weekend? It's just, hey, we got a meeting. We got to do this. We got to do that. Let's clean out the garage, the basement, whatever. So we really need some water energy here. We want a little bit of joy, a little bit of indulgence even, Have that second scoop of ice cream, right? But yeah, the Five of Wands in the environment shows that maybe it's been a little bit, we've been using the fire very much in our relationships. This is a card of all relationships, right? The relationship between you and the environment has been sort of, I guess we could say, a struggle, right? But the next card, that 10 of Pentacles, this is your best life. right? And sometimes when we're over here on the path of the dove, we don't really want this energy. This is the card in this position that we don't want. We're not thinking of the details of the future right now. I'm just trying to get things done right here in the moment. And usually when we're in this mode too, we kind of think the same way. But I think over here, the idea is, let's not worry about the future. The Ten of Pentacles is your best life. This is your ideal. This is something that is always in front of us. No matter how close we get to it, it's always sort of one step ahead of us, because it's sort of the carrot, and we're following that. And this could be love, this could be, riches and wealth, this could be traveling, this is everything. This is relationships, this is spirituality, this is everything that you want in life. This is your ideal, best life, okay? And when we're on the path of the dove, we're not really thinking about that. We're just thinking about right now, this week, right? What is your goal this week? Well, let's expand our life a little bit. Let's reach out and enjoy some harmony with our pets, our plants, our people. Okay? When we get to the path of the serpent here, we kind of see the Ten of Pentacles in a different way, because then all of our effort is going into accomplishing this. Everything has a purpose, fire to earth. All I want to do is manifest. Every action I take has a purpose and a reason, and it's leading toward this goal. Yes, that's good. That's very good. But what if we could use a little bit of water energy to get the things done? If all we're doing is fire to earth, that's very ambitious. Yes, that's wonderful energy, right? But I think that it is, in a way, sort of ignoring what the heart's feeling. I don't know what you're feeling. I don't have any water cards to read, But I know that it's Five of Wands. I'm reaching out and doing things, and every action I have has a purpose. I feel like I'm milking a cow or something. Every step we take is very intentional, very purposeful. Okay, maybe we do some things this week that don't have much of an intention behind them. Maybe we have that bowl of ice cream. Maybe we go hang out with a friend. Maybe we go for a walk in the park. Right? Maybe we go look at the fish or something. We relax. Do something just for the sake of enjoying it. Yeah. Do something just for the sake of having a little bit of joy. So I'm not saying that you have to, call that old friend that you've been fighting with, and then you're going to hash it out, and it's going to be a lot of fighting, but it's going to get something done. This is what Paul told me to do. No, unless we think that we can call and just be sort of love, energy, harmony, then maybe we don't do that. Okay? This isn't a time really for reconciling in that way. Okay? The more I look at this, the more I realize that we don't want to go that route, because then it just kind of becomes work. Fire to earth, it just becomes work. And we're kind of, we're not taking a break from work really, but I think that you're trying to find those moments of joy in your work, let's say, right? And the Queen of Pentacles at the very end is looking back at the past. Again, looking back at all the work you've already done, appreciating it, celebrating it. When you see how much you've already accomplished on your path to your best life, in this work, sort of fire to earth way, and in your spiritual, path. When you see how much work you've already done and how far you've come and how much closer you got to your star, your highest aspiration, give yourself a pat on the back. Have the bowl of ice cream. Treat yourself. Go do something with someone that is going to feel good. Go find a little joy this week. Okay? The Queen of Pentacles is your future self looking back at right now, right? And thinking, maybe you got a lot of things done professionally or in the work sort of area, fire to earth. I don't just mean your job. This is, maybe you're in school, maybe you're retired. It doesn't matter. What you're putting your effort into, whatever you consider to be your work, right? Where's your play? Where's your joy, right? So the Queen of Pentacles is looking back at this moment right now and thinking, what did you do right now that united you closer to your purpose? That felt like that union. If you think of the Lover's card, this is meant to be a very joyous occasion, right? So it's meant to be uniting yourself with things that bring you that deeper joy. Now, maybe it's not just ice cream, right? But ice cream might be part of it. It might be part of a larger treating yourself, self-care kind of, this is going to be a me weekend. This is going to be a weekend of just me with my best friends or my pets, my plants. This is going to be me doing something new that feels inspired, right? Don't unite yourself. Don't feel like you have to unite yourself with a bunch of different things this week that are going to make you feel worse. No. That's not the point here, I don't think. Let's look at the mystery card. Maybe that'll reveal a little bit of water energy. I do hope so. Well, now, obviously I'm expecting a 6 of Cups, right? If you have a prediction, put it in the comments down below. A 5 of Swords. No. I think the 5 of Swords is it is revealing though, because I think you've been in this 5 on 5, but now it's sort of becoming a 7. It seems as if the friction, the conflict, the discord, the having to compete and fight for what you want in life, kind of feels like that will never end, right? So I feel like you've been standing up for yourself more. You've been getting stuff done. You've been the boss. You've been in charge. You've been giving instructions. But now I kind of feel that you're one of the people in the background here that are just saying, I'm taking a day. I'm walking away from all of this struggle, all of this strife. What I'm going after now is just a little bit of harmony, a little bit of peace. Because otherwise it feels as if with all of this struggle, all of this fighting, all of this kind of assertive, even competitive energy, sometimes we get into the 7 of Swords and we just feel like, what is the point? What am I doing all of this for? Maybe we have to reconnect with our purpose. Maybe we got to find a few things this week that really sparkle, that really inspire us, that feel good. Next week or whatever, we can get back to focusing on all of this. Now, it doesn't mean you have to take the week off from work. It would be nice, if you can, do it. But I'm just saying to try to step away from unnecessary arguments. Focus on ways that you can bring together those elements of your life that bring you joy as your focus, right? And trying to sort of defocus the conflicts that we're in, all the struggles that we have. Maybe every day at work is a struggle, right? That struggle's still going to be there today, tomorrow, for the whole week. It'll still be there. But you're trying to take care of that business, of course, right? You gotta do your work. You gotta do what you need to do. But to refocus the rest of your energy on these positive things. Okay. Now we're going to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around, there's a link up top. There's a link down below. New readings for Aries on Mondays and Fridays. Be sure to watch both readings. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. It is totally free. It does not cost anything. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you, and we're all in this together.